Welcome to Let Jamie Talk. I'm Jamie, and I'm in the studio with Ben and Brett.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Well, morning to us, anyway.
Yeah. It is morning here in Western North Carolina. This
not raining.
Beautiful Friday. It has rained the last 2 days, and that's kind of caught me off guard.
Yes.
In the mornings. Mm-hmm. We're used to afternoon thunderstorms. That's the norm. Okay, but when it rains in the morning, I'm like, what is going on?
Yes.
So anyway, it's great today. You like my shirt?
I do.
I'm thinking about wearing it like this week and next week.
Yeah.
This shirt.
This is the one you keep in your truck just in case, right?
Yeah, for the podcast. Like if I'm dirty, I'm working, I come, we got a podcast, boom, I got a nice shirt to wear.
Right.
That one's the Let Jamie Talk shirt, right?
So it is on the back, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
goes
the
on forever.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't know whoever started that. Anyway, it's pretty funny though, if you ask me.
I think it came out pretty good.
Who did say Let Jamie Talk? Like one of the Perkins Builder Brothers, or was it just a fan movement?
It was a comment.
It was a comment. It was a viewer. We'd have to do some extensive AI research to find out where that first popped up in the comments. But since I use AI all the time, it's no big deal. Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what happened?
I think it was a comment that turned into a hashtag.
Oh, it did. It is a hashtag.
They were like, just let Jamie talk. And then it was like, hashtag let Jamie talk.
Yes. So it became a hashtag. Now, I don't know what hashtag means.
Well, do you know what a hash mark is? Like
the number sign.
Yeah.
So what's with a hashtag?
It is, you can click it. So a hashtag, it's a category.
Okay.
So you could click that or search that, and it'll pull up everything that's got that hashtag as part of it.
Like in the whole internet?
On Google, you could if you did that. If you typed in that hashtag. But if it just inside YouTube, it would pull up inside YouTube anything that's hashtagged Let Jamie Talk.
Really? Mm-hmm. And it would put it all together?
Yeah. You could see
Are you kidding me?
You can see that whole category. Yeah. Same thing on Instagram or Facebook, or like if you want to see anything related to that hashtag, you click it or type it in, and there you go. It's a whole category.
Well, that's amazing.
Yep.
I just thought it was a cute thing to say, hashtag this,
Yeah.
So you're saying it has a purpose.
It does.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've never hashtagged or tried to search that hashtag or any hashtag at all.
Well, you do all the time, actually, just by putting something in a search engine.
Oh, no way. All right. Well, I don't know how anything works in the internet, but I'm learning. So we're here today in the studio. We're going to talk a little bit about the Mega Modern build.
Yep.
And some other random things too. But the Mega Modern build continues.
It does. Well, we come to this because you guys have been in the middle of this tiny home debacle.
Yeah. Is that what you call it?
Man, I thought it was like the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
Maybe the moan part, but
I think I've read a lot of comments where people are like, "What the heck's going on with the Mega?" And I know we've done an update or two before on this podcast, but this is a good platform to be able to do that. To get input from you on what the heck is going on.
Well, that's a kind way of putting some of the comments and emails that we've received about where is the Mega Modern.
There will come a day when
they have been
talking about it.
They have been very forward.
We'll just leave it at that. So, yeah. I mean, we are. What happens is we put out a video that is not the modern build, and maybe some of our viewers get concerned. Mm-hmm. Why did we switch to something else?
Right.
And there's good reasons.
They're invested. They're 102 episodes in.
I am happy. This is the cry of the commenter that we are hearing. All right. So, the Mega Modern build continues, and I will describe its current state of completion. Okay. So people have an idea.
When was the last time you were there?
I worked there this week.
Okay.
Actually.
Gotcha.
And people probably assume that, the videos are not, they don't get made one day and come out the next morning. Videos take like 2 weeks maybe.
Yes.
To be produced and to be released on YouTube. So everything you see is as current as we can make it and immediate as we can make it. But it's also 2 weeks behind real time, whatever that is. So right now in the Mega Modern build, the drywall is still being worked on.
Wow. And that started A long time ago.
You know, I would hate to actually know, like, if I looked in my phone or even better, my checkbook to determine when did I purchase the drywall material and have it delivered.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Right.
Okay. And these guys are in there working diligently, my drywall guys. There's only 4 of them, though. Okay. And this is a lot of acreage of drywall.
Acreage.
Yeah, that's how we categorize the forget footage, acres. Mm-hmm. Well, on the drywall topic, you know, it is so much detail work around the windows. Okay, this is, maybe people don't know this. The drywall wraps around inside the window frames.
We might have talked about this. Go ahead.
I can't remember. I'll just say it again if we did. There's no window trims on the interior of the windows. The jamb is wrapped with drywall and finished. And so there's an outside corner bead that's a metal piece, and then against the actual window itself, it's there's a little strip they use. I forget what they call it. It's a little bead that peels off. It's a vinyl strip.
That was in one of the videos.
Was it? Okay. All right. So that leaves a nice, clean, finished edge right to the window. That it makes it easier to paint. It makes it easier to peel it away and get a nice, perfectly crisp edge. I think it will need to be caulked. Maybe I'm going to leave that up to the painter. We'll talk about that. At any rate, it is there's a lot of windows.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of labor.
70 some, I believe, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And, you know, whether or not the decision to have the windows done this way, I think it was an aesthetics decision, not a cost-saving decision. Mm-hmm. I think it's a wash on the cost, because the amount of time it takes to wrap the windows, we call it that, versus making window trims, time and material, cost difference, I don't know. I don't know.
But as 10,000 foot view of this house, okay, broad scope, you are going to, it's going to be finished.
It's going to be finished, yeah.
Yeah, because that was one question that came in. Will you be finishing the mega house, now that Brock has passed? That still, it's still the plan, finishing the house? It is, absolutely. We're moving ahead, full steam ahead to get to completion. And we're all looking forward to that day of completion. So the outside of the house is virtually done, with the exceptions of basically 2 to 3 things. One is these giant columns are going to get wrapped in stucco, a very particular way, and a design like an architectural look. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I have a guy that's going to do it, and he is busy working on other jobs, and so he has to finish his whatever job he's on now before he can come do my job. Right. And just fingers crossed that I am his next job. Which probably, that's probably not going to be quick. It's not going to be quick. It's very high work, and a lot of things about this house are taking longer than maybe expected, or costing more than expected because of the difficulty of it being slow, because of everything is tall, everything is high. You can't reach it. You have to get on a scaffold, a tall ladder, a machine, right? A lift, use a harness, use extra caution, extra care, extra everything. Okay. And people ask me, this is just kind of funny. People ask me all the time, hey, what does it cost to build a square foot of house, per square foot? Did I say that right? Yeah. Yeah. And the truth is, I have no idea, because I don't know what house you're asking me to tell you what it should cost. Right. And how tall is it? And how is all the details? And what is the design? Come on, Jamie, just, a generic 2,000 square foot house. What's it going to cost? I know. And people, believe it or not, or you probably do, I get asked this every day. And I'm also not an expert at pricing houses, by the way. You just build. I build them in the cost plus fashion that we're using to build. It sounds terrible. It costs what it costs to build. Mm-hmm. It's like whatever you want, it costs however much that is for me to do it for you. Right. So the outside is practically done, with the exception of the stucco on the columns, installing the decking and the handrails. Mm-hmm. That's it. Gutters? There's no gutters. Oh. That doesn't count. Okay. Because I didn't say it. But there's a reason you haven't done the decking. It doesn't count because you didn't say it. All right. So, this is, we're going to go ahead and get to sort of the core of why things are taking so long, and why do we do side jobs a lot on this project. It's because something depends on something else. For example, I'd love to have the house painted by now, but I can't paint because the drywall's not done. And in the places where I want to go ahead and hang some doors and some baseboards, I can't do that because also the drywall's not done.
I can't put gutters on the house because the downspouts of the gutters will run down the columns. The columns are not finished. So I can't attach something to the unfinished surface. Also the decking. We have the decking on site. We're ready to go. It's Envision Decking, by the way, which is the brand that we've been using for years now and have really loved. So check out Envision Outdoor Living if you want to see the kinds of decking they offer that we use all the time. We're ready to do this, but we can't because our finished surfaces on the stucco columns are not there. Okay, can't do decking, can't do handrails. Waiting on stucco.
Stucco's also messy. So if you did the deck, you'd have to cover it, which would be like you'd have to buy more plywood.
Yes.
To just cover the deck. So it's like, it just seems silly.
Yeah. The name of the game in being efficient in construction is getting your stages in order. At least this is the way I think. This is nothing nobody told me. It's just the way that I think. To do things in order where you don't do extra work to backtrack because you got the horse and the cart and all that.
The turkey and what would you use that like a month ago?
The cart before the horse?
The turkey and the pie. You got to get the turkey in there sooner because it takes longer.
Oh, yeah.
I did not. Oh, he was turkey in the oven?
Yeah, you lost me for a minute, but now I know it's sugar. Yeah, the frozen turkey.
The frozen turkey. That's
turkey
right.
pie.
Oh, I would. Come on, man. It's like a chicken pot pie, but with turkey.
Pie.
Ooh, that would be good. Dang, I'm hungry. Is it Thanksgiving yet?
You guys are killing me. Okay. I hope that made sense to somebody.
Well, if you listen to one of the last podcasts, I think that's what you did, right? Frozen turkey and it taking long to bake and all that. But anyway,
that's right.
Go ahead.
I think cart and horse is better.
There you go.
Understandable.
Yeah, because
we'll use carts and horses.
Yeah, because carts and horses are so relevant these days.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in some places.
Okay, so here's what we're encountering on this job is that we're trying not to work out of order by doing a step before the step before it is done that should be done. Okay, like for example, in the basement is the most completed area of this house. It's almost completely finished. And actually today, I'm going to go meet the painter because we've decided to hire a professional painting crew to make progress on the paint so that my crew, that my crew can continue on doing woodworking stuff like installing interior doors, doing trim on the door casings, baseboards, installing flooring, so on.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. I have never in my career of building, and I've been doing it for 25 years plus, never hired a professional painter.
Wow.
And so why am I doing it now? Well, for the reason of getting great results is one, to hire somebody that's really good, just like us. Mm-hmm. I think we do a good paint job, but actually it'll be interesting to compare what I think my result would be to a professional painter.
Yeah.
I mean, if you paint every day, you're going to be better at it than me.
And I think by this time in the build too, which is longer than most of your builds, that you're getting a lot of questions from the homeowner's perspective of, well, what's taking so long? Because I think this probably happens on your other houses too, even if it's only 6 months. It's like it gets towards the end and you get all excited, but this is actually the part that takes the longest.
Yeah.
To see progress. Mm-hmm. It's like all that finished stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I won't lie, it is wearing on me and the crew, being in one place for this long. Mm-hmm. I've never built a house that took more than 8 months.
Right.
And we're over a year now. So it feels like we should be done, even though, given the scale of the house, it's completely within reason the amount of time it's taking to do a really good job, I might add.
Right.
Because could it be done faster? Yes. Yeah. Can you maintain the same quality? I doubt it. Not for my crew. We can't, So, we do high quality, our personal standards for what is a good job is high, I think. I mean, relatively, let's just say. And so when you walk in the house and you look at everything, you look at the walls and they're straight. You look at the window trims or the drywall edges around the windows. They're all nice and straight and parallel to the windows because we shim everything to make it look good. The siding is good and flat and straight. The details, that all looks good. The roof lines are straight, the roofs are flat, all those things that add up to an overall appearance of high quality.
Right. You can't see the drywall seams. The tape's not going to start peeling off the drywall seams.
Right.
All that, like
exactly.
all those
nail
things
pops.
Yeah.
I would say the funny thing about what you just said is that it's the opposite. It's that you don't notice any of those things that shows the level of craftsmanship. Because if you walk into a house and you instantly notice stuff, Whoops. Sorry.
Yeah.
Rat.
Dang.
Bleep.
I forgot what that's when you know something was done poorly.
Of course. Yeah. So hopefully the goal is that nobody notices.
Myself all up. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh man, come on now. It's kids watching the show.
That's right.
So we're doing our best, like I said, not to get backwards, but we've already gotten backwards. A few things. I'm gonna tell you what they are.
Okay.
We don't have paint on the walls downstairs yet. We have already hung the doors and put all the trim in downstairs. So, but a professional painter is used to painting a completed job.
Yeah, but for you, that's a no-no. You don't do that.
I would normally, and I did learn something cool. I'm going to share this with you too. In my talking to professional painters.
Okay.
And I talked to 2 companies, got 2 estimates and all that. All right. When we paint a house, if we're going to be in order, you get the drywall completely done and the drywall guy is gone before you paint.
No more dust.
Okay. Clean the house. Vacuum everything. Not sweep.
Right.
I vacuum.
Yeah.
Right. And I use a bag inside my vacuum, not just the filter. Have you ever tried to suck up vacuum drywall dust?
Yeah. It doesn't. It's like 2 seconds and you got to go shake the filter out outside.
Literally. You could do one little corner of one room and the filter would be stopped up.
Yeah.
So I'm crazy about vacuums. Okay. Look, more than your average person.
That one vacuum you've had for a long time.
Well, I have, and I've got what you might not know. You probably do, but I have 4 of those.
Oh,
so the
same one?
Yes.
Oh.
They're all identical.
They look the same.
And I'll say what I like to say is that I like them all to be the same.
Do you name them?
They don't have names.
They should have a name.
But I'm going to tell you that 4 is not enough.
Okay.
4 is not enough. I'll tell you why. Just on this one job, I need one at every floor level because I don't want people dragging them up and down the stairs because it's a pain.
Yeah.
And you have to walk a half mile to get from...
Did they make a backpack version of that?
I don't know. I could put straps on it. So anyway, I like
put straps on
just
like
because
around with R2D2.
Just so people know, I like the Rigid brand of vacuum, the job site vacs.
Can we get a sponsorship from Rigid?
And you get what is it? How many gallons?
The biggest one they make.
Yeah.
The biggest one they make with the biggest hose that they have and the longest hose. And I stick like 3 or 4 hoses together.
So you got some long hoses.
I buy extra hoses because, dragging the thing around by the hose is never fun. And I also use the bags inside the thing, the filter bags.
Yeah.
And they work amazing.
Yeah.
They do. I love them. So for whatever that's worth, it'll help somebody. I hope somebody that doesn't have a vacuum, or if you have one that you don't like. And the reason I don't like some of the other brands is they're too loud.
How long have you had the oldest one?
Probably more than 5 years.
Yeah. So I'd say that's
more than 5 years. And I just get really picky about some stuff over time.
Yeah.
Like sharpening stuff. I like stuff to be sharp. I won't use it if it's dull. I get crazy about it. The vacuuming thing is one thing. And if I see somebody sweeping and making a dust storm, I'm like, stop sweeping and use a vacuum.
Right.
Please.
One of the problems with buying a Rigid brand is it's a Home Depot. They don't sell them at Lowe's. So whenever you need a replacement part, if you need something, it's in Asheville. It's an hour.
Well, for us, it is.
Yeah.
Maybe for the rest of the world, it's more convenient. But even with the inconvenience, I stand by the Rigid vacuum. They're pretty quiet. They're super powerful. I don't work for them, whatever.
I mean, have you ever had one break? That's the thing. Is like
I have not had
the toggle switches on almost every other.
For as much as you use it, I think that's a pretty good statement.
If the on-off switch has lasted for 5 years on one of those at Jaime, or the little clip-ins, or the wheels.
I haven't had any of them go down, and I have lots of them, and I would love to buy more.
And yours is a 16-gallon.
Okay, yeah, the big one. That's good. All right, yeah, they're great. So I forgot what I was talking about now because I got so excited about vacuum cleaners. Okay, I was going to tell you what's out of order. Okay. I think.
Yes, you were. You got to the painting part.
Oh yeah, all right. So a professional painter is going to come in and do the paint, even though the drywall and the trim is not painted at all. Like drywall has no primer on it. The trim we installed is pre-primed. It's ready for paint. The tile is going in right now. It's in the state of going in now. It's more done than not. And typically I wouldn't do any tile until all the drywall is done, and maybe even first coat of painted. I would probably wait. But in this case, I'm not, because I'm trying to advance the job. So I try to ask myself with each thing that I'm going to do, what is the effect of doing this part of the job on the overall job completion time, right? Because some things you can interchange and you can swap around and have no effect on the overall job time. Some things you got to go ahead and get it started, because that is going to be the thing that's holding up the completion of the job. Okay. All right, moving on. We've got electrical going in, finished electrical. So I've got literally light switches, outlets, cover plates, some fixtures, can light trims installed. The panel is trimmed out in the garage. The service is done. We have temporary power on site. And the only thing...
That's a big deal.
Yeah, finally. It took a year, literally.
Right.
To get temporary
Didn't
power.
they have the address wrong or something?
There was a couple of hang-ups. One is that there is a shortage of the transformer. So there's an underground transformer, they call it. It's a big green box with a transformer in it that the high voltage primary comes into. It's converted down to a usable level for your house. And then it comes out lower voltage called secondary from that box to your house. So that box, there's a shortage, and we couldn't get one. They would not give us one. There were plenty of overhead transformers available, which is that big round thing hanging on a pole that you see up there. It looks like a giant trash can sized metal can. There's plenty of those, and they would have given me one if I said, hey, can you set a pole here, set an overhead transformer, give me a temporary overhead service to a temporary overhead pole, which I have. They would have done that, but they cannot remove that pole and that transformer when you're done. So if you get that thing, you're stuck with a power pole right beside your house.
Weird.
They don't want that. Nobody wants that, really. So that was not an option. All right. What's silly is that we those light switches and stuff, that drywall is not painted. So we have light switches installed on a non-painted wall. So literally the first thing painters got to do is go pull all the switches and put some tape over the actual switch or the outlet to, you just have to start working around things. Also, man, we installed a kitchen downstairs, cabinets.
Right.
We have finished black, beautiful cabinets in the basement for like a mini kitchen in the family room. So it's got like a fridge and a sink. There's no stove and all that, but it's going to have a microwave. But there's no primer on the walls. So now the painter, is another obstacle to work around. That's what it amounts to. But we were able to get a kitchen installed and have that part done. Check that off the list. Okay, it's a little backwards, but we're trying to make overall progress. What else? Let's see. That's basically it on the up. Say we'll call that upside down stuff. We're doing stuff out of order.
So is the basement clean?
It is mostly clean.
What'd you do? What'd you do for that stamped concrete floor?
Okay, it has a finished floor in it. All right, yeah. So the stamped concrete floor is completely finished and done, ready to move in. So we covered it with that. It's like ram board, but I got an off-brand kind. I don't know what I bought. Whatever was at the store. But ram board is a recycled-looking cardboard, heavy-duty floor covering. You tape it down, tape the joints so no dust and stuff can get in there. So it's covered. And we ran it all the way to the edges of the drywall. But then we had to install baseboard. And so then we had to take scissors.
Oh, my gosh.
And cut the edges of it back like an inch to be able to slide the baseboard all the way down the concrete. So even that, it's an additional step that we wouldn't, but we hardly ever have a finished floor in before we have paint on the walls. I mean, that's like, come on, who's going to do that? But that was already done. That wasn't an option for us. In addition to that, upstairs, I'm hoping to get in there and install floors upstairs, wood floors.
Before it's painted.
I don't know. Right now, I don't know. If the flooring is in a container somewhere out in the ocean right now. And I don't know where it is, and I'm waiting for it to arrive at the place where we're buying it from. And, if I get a call that says, hey, the flooring is here, but there's no paint on the walls, what am I going to do? I don't know. Yeah.
And this will be like traditional hardwood that you're putting down?
It's actually an engineered wood flooring.
Okay.
So it'll have about 1/8 of an inch thick veneer of a finished white oak is what we're using in this job, which is nice. It's a premium looking floor, but it's about 1/2 inch thick, maybe 5/8 thick, and it is basically plywood with a finished looking wood floor. Now, we haven't talked about floors a whole lot ever on the podcast, but engineered wood flooring has become like really popular. Yeah. And I don't remember the last house I put solid hardwood flooring in, right, on account of engineered wood flooring.
Huh. Even in one this expensive, that surprises me a little bit. I mean, I did it in here, but this is and then now this is a CPVC flooring.
I never heard of that.
So it's a composite PVC flooring.
Well, it looks good.
Doesn't have the
but you can get it wet too. Like
that's the thing. I can get it.
It's right
water
into the bathrooms.
Yeah. So, but it looks like wood.
Looks like wood floor to me.
Yeah, but there's a lot of benefits to engineered flooring over regular flooring.
I'll tell you, I'll tell you what I think the number one thing that pops into my head about engineered wood flooring that has revolutionized it is that you can do wide planks. So I don't know, when did this wide plank craze start? Yeah. I don't know. You don't have an answer. I don't either.
Well, it probably started with went wide with the onset of engineering floor because regular wood is so much more unstable.
I mean, I have to say, when you do see an old floor that has wide planks, it's impressive. You know, like you're like, dang, look at that.
Well, I will tell you this. I don't see a ton of old wide plank flooring that is not the subfloor. Mm-hmm. Like in the old days, you would have floor joists and then you nail boards down on top of it. And then you would apply a finished floor, which might be a tongue and groove floor. But typically they didn't use wide boards. And then somebody says, oh, I like the look of wide boards. Mm-hmm. And then boom, wide plank flooring became the thing that everybody wanted. But wide boards are prone to cupping and shrinking and expanding. It's not that wide boards expand more than narrow boards. If I can explain this, per width, it's just that it's all combined into one board. So let's say take an 8-inch wide board.
Right.
Okay. It might move in width a 16th.
Okay.
Maybe an 1/8. Let's say an 1/8 at the max because you've got maybe some drastic moisture changes. That'd be a lot. Maybe a 16th. There's people that know that, like your dad, that are experts on everything about wood, Ben.
Yeah.
All right, let's just say that, okay, trust me, I'm going to get to it.
Okay.
Just let my brain think.
Sure.
It's working. That 8-inch wide board moves, and when I say moves, I mean grows or shrinks in width, not length, by 1/16 of an inch. Now, let's say you replace that 8-inch wide board with 4 2-inch wide boards. And let's just say it's the same kind of wood and it has the same expansion and contraction rate, then each 2-inch board would only move a 16th, a 32nd, a 64th. Is that right?
64th.
Okay, so what's better? To have one big board that moves a 16th and the board beside it can move a 16th and show a gap of a 16th, or basically, yes, we'll call it that. Or to divide that into 4 or 3 or 4 gaps and then only be a 64th. Oh, that sounds better to me.
Well, especially if you have 2 8-inch boards next to each other, you end up with an 1/8.
Or do you?
Well, between them.
That's debatable.
Okay.
If 2 cars are driving 60 miles an hour and hit each other head on.
Are they hitting at 120 miles an hour?
Did you watch Mythbusters? Did you know they produced an episode that they stated that it was double the impact and they were wrong? Mm-hmm. And then they made a new video telling how they were wrong and why it's actually only the same as the fastest car. It's like if you hit a brick wall, an immovable or equal object, it's not double.
Understood.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
well, let's just say that.
But if 2 cars are driving the same direction and one of them's going 60 and one of them's going 120,
okay,
and it rear ends you
60,
120.
No, I don't know. We'll have to check. We'll have to check this. Check the maths on that. But all right, so the idea in my mind, I like a less wide board. And in my personal house, I have 5-inch wide boards, and they do have gaps in between them, and they do squeak and pop a little bit, and it's annoying. So, and also the nail fastening. This is something I get crazy about. If you nail an 8-inch wide board down the tongue, let's call it a tongue and groove board, you're going to nail it, maybe every 8 inches along the length of the tongue with a staple or a nail. And so, and then you put your next row on, then you nail that one down. You have rows of nailing or attachment every 8 inches. If you do the 2-inch wide board, you have rows of nailing every 2 inches. And so in a given area, you would have 3 to 4 times the number of fasteners with a narrow board holding down the same, I'll call it amount of wood.
Right.
So what's better?
Yeah.
Well, it depends, right? Depends on what you care about. Whether you want the wide plank because you love the way it looks and you don't care, or if you say, I really want my floor to stay down and not have any big gaps and all that. So, but guess what? None of that matters because when you do engineered wood floor, you just glue it down and shoot it with a few little staples and it never moves because it's a piece of plywood.
I mean, depends on the one. You don't even have to glue them all.
No, you don't. We typically do glue and nail.
Gotcha.
You could do one or the other. The ones that I've only nailed, I regretted not gluing. And once you're going to already glue it, what's a few nails, you know? There's a special tiny little nailer, though, that you use with the engineered wood flooring. You don't use a standard wood flooring nailer.
Right.
Because they're too big, and the fasteners are too big. So anyway, we have these special little staplers, and they shoot these little fancy looking. Have you seen them? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I've pulled about 10,000 out of the house over there.
All right, they're a little. It's like a cleat.
Can you imagine doing the flooring that's in my house, Jamie? Which is old wood on the diagonal across the floor joist, and then it's 1.5 inch boards.
Wow.
Every board.
I bet that makes for a long day when you go nailing boards.
Oh my gosh, dude, I can't even imagine. But there's no cupping.
There's probably no cupping, and there's probably nothing coming loose.
It creaks.
Well, it's old.
There's no glue. But yeah,
no
dude,
glue.
I can't imagine. I cannot. And the irony to everything you're saying right now, or not irony, but is that all of the rental houses have real wood floors.
And they have gaps.
And cups.
And their cup. And they got that old feel. That's what we were going for. So mission accomplished, if you ask me. Well, you know, that's a lot of my thoughts about the wood flooring thing. But when you do a nice 8 or 10 inch wide floor, man, they go down fast. You know, you feel like you got something done fast. And that's great. And I'm excited about that for this house because it's big. You know, it's a lot of area. And I would love to see it go down fast.
Yeah.
And then we'll cover it with some ram board or some floor covering. And then whether it needs to be painted, the drywall, or not. Another thing is we installed these big wood ceilings. You can see, I don't know if this is playing right now here, Ben, or not.
It is over there now. Yeah. There
All right, Ben's going to throw up a little video. This is us installing the wood ceiling.
Which look amazing.
And it does. I thank you.
It's a wow factor.
And it is amazing. This is one of the hugest, is that a word?
It is today.
One of the...
I think so.
One of the most noticeable architectural details, besides the columns, are these beams. And we've called them a lot of things. We called them fake beams for a lot of time. But I think they are, what do we call them now? Faux beams. They're decorative. That's what they are. Yeah. And by describing them as decorative, the reason I like to say that versus any other thing is that they are non-structural. They're just for looks. Yeah. And they look amazing. And look at that board going through the saw. Is that on the screen, Ben?
Yeah.
Oh man, I could watch that all day.
So is there a reason you didn't do like the styrofoam beams? Wrap them?
Yeah. Okay. So
I mean, that's a total thing, you know, throw up a couple of 2x4s in the ceiling and tack some styrofoam faux beams.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that, I guess.
Yeah. And there's companies that make very realistic looking, weathered, worn, rugged beams of all different shapes and colors and design. You know, they're expensive. I don't know how expensive. Not that this is not expensive. But the problem is like, well, besides the cost is like these are so long, like you would have to butt them end to end. And I knew that with the material that we bought for this, we could make a nice continuous looking beam. These are 40 something feet long. Now, I'm sure the foam ones, you could butt one to the next and to the next and go on. But these boards are 16 feet. And I don't know how long you can get a foam one, you know, but these are 16 feet long each, the pieces. And there are some joints.
So are you mitering the joints?
No, they are butt joints.
Butt joints.
They are just butt joints. And at a glance, they look continuous.
Yeah. And so I will say I've done this a couple times, I think, but myself. So the bottom, I'm going to cut back. I paused it. So one, it's interesting how you put in that 1x to hold the board up. That's smart. Yeah, the
little blocks on the bottom of the piece. Yeah, those were critical.
Right.
I'm talking important.
Yeah, because and that's to help with there being no gap when you put that bottom plate on, or
it is. And also one other critical step is that in order to measure the width of the rip on the piece that I'm holding there, trying to install it, the measurement for that rip, I needed something to measure too. Because we built the yellow part of the beam is built out of Advantech and there's framing behind it. These are all attached to the trusses really well. I mean, this is non-structural, but I'm telling you what, it's a real thing that we framed, that made that visual impact come to life early on in the framing. But also it made the trim out part really easy. So we just had something to apply that material to. So that's why I wanted to do it that way. Because there was no description of how to build this in the plans, by the way.
Right.
Along with the columns, which two of the most difficult things of this build were all the decorative beams in their exact shape and size and placement. Okay. Along with the columns. And the plan gives me zero description of how to build this.
Right.
So that just falls on me. How do I want to build it? How am I going to make this happen? I don't know. Let me think about it. Right. And this is what I came up with. Okay. But this piece on the bottom, the bottom surface of this, and this gets a little bit nitty gritty in the weeds, but this is what it actually takes to do it precisely and know that it's going to turn out good. All right. So to measure the rip width, we're going to call it. Okay. I need to measure to the bottom of the surface of the I was going to call it plywood. It's not plywood. There's no such thing as plywood. It's all OSB. But let's just say that you need to know the bottom surface of that, and that rip width is a little bit variable and not absolute precise the whole way. There are slight variations in the rip width. So by nailing, I put 4 finished nails in each one of those blocks on the bottom, and I put them about every 4 feet along, and then I measured to the block. And the block is down low as the very most bottom part of any part of that beam, because it's made of 3 pieces. The framing part of it is made of 3 pieces. And with like I said, with that slight irregularity in it, I needed to measure the longest measurement. And so I took all my measurements, and then I took the longest one, or the widest one, so that I wouldn't have any gaps when I applied the bottom piece. And so when I jammed that piece in there, it actually pushed my blocks down a tiny bit, between a 1/16 and an 1/8 of an inch. And because of other irregularities in the surface of the tongue and groove ceiling that it butted against, instead of just the points where I took my measurements.
Right.
Now, I know it may sound crazy to explain it in this way, but this is what it is. Okay, so, this is not a glass, smooth, flat surface. This is a wood truss, built of wood trusses, and they're not all perfect either. And so all the materials that you're applying to that will not be perfectly flat or straight. Not perfect, very close. And these were, we did what I would call precision framing to frame the beam structure. And it is a good thing because, you think, oh, well, rough framing could be off a quarter? Who cares? No, a quarter is not good enough for this kind of framing. We're talking 1/8 or less would be, an 1/8 would be a lot of difference for fine trim work. So, all right. So I had that piece cut to the width of the rip that I determined, and then I shove it in there, and it shoved my blocks down some between 1/16 and an 1/8. And then that's good because, like I said, that bottom piece needs to nail tight and show tight on the trim, not on the framing, because you can't see the framing when it's done. I know this is a long answer, but let's get to the other side of the beam. So I'm trimming the downhill side of the beam in this picture. You still got that one up, right?
Yes.
Did you expect this long of an explanation?
No.
Good. No, we'll move on soon. But
that's all right.
Once that was installed and that came down a little bit, I had to take my torpedo level, my little short, 8-inch long level, and re-level each one of the blocks because they're flat before I put the first piece in. Then they got tilted sideways a little bit.
Wow.
By that piece pressing it down. So I took my torpedo, I would tap on the top of it on the opposite side with my hammer and tap it until it showed a gap evenly across the bottom of the Advantech.
Did you anticipate that happening?
Or it happened on the first one,
right.
and I immediately knew, okay, well, I got to tap these down.
Okay.
And these little scrap blocks of 1x are, say what, 4 feet apart?
Yes.
Something like that?
About, yes.
Okay.
That would be my sample rate of how frequently I want to check the measurement.
Gotcha.
Down that length of that beam. Okay. So after I got the blocks tapped down flat, I could measure the uphill side of the beam side piece this way. And then I could shove that piece in using the blocks again to help support it and align it. And then after that one was fully nailed, both the sides are fully nailed. That's all the hard work is done. And then you just knock the blocks off, hammer in the finish nails that are sticking down because they all stuck, and then measure the width of the bottom piece, and then just make a rip.
Now, will the bottom piece be precise width, or will it overhang a little bit?
That's a great question, and there was a lot of debate about that as to how we should do it. I decided to go with a precise width because the framing for the beam was a precise made part. And so it was it was possible to get a really precise number and not have a lot of variation in it.
Right.
So, if you have variation, like say a quarter or something crazy, like we had a 16th variation in the width, so you can cut it to the widest measurement and it might hang over a 30-second on each side. And if it's 15 feet in the air, who can see a 30-second, right? It's fine. But if it varied by a quarter, it'd be a nightmare, total nightmare. So, all right, that's the story for the beams.
Yeah.
And then we had to do that, all over the whole house. I mean, everywhere, up high. And a lot of this, we had to be on a machine, a lift out on the end of the porches because they're,
right.
More than 20 feet high.
And all the beams are done now. They're all sort of wrapped.
They are mostly done. There's a few pieces I left off strategically because of the drywall not being done. Like, for example, if the edge of the wood butted into a joint in the drywall, I didn't want to cover that and make it hard for the drywall guy.
Does the fireplace get real stone?
It will. Oh. It will.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's one of the next things to do. And we're going to do that before possibly.
I think going, not to harp on the painters, but the professional painters are used to coming into homes that are already finished. And so they're expert tapers. And,
I bet they are.
And plasticers.
I hope they are.
I mean? No, but that's what they do. They go into homes all the time that are already finished and they tape and plastic everything.
That's right. Oh,
and cover furniture and cover TVs and paint behind, this is not new to them.
I'm just going to say that sounds dreadful to me.
And by the way, I wanted to say that your explanation of the beams, that's a perfect example of let Jaime talk. The detail that you just went in to talk about that is not something that can be shown on the Perkins Builder Brothers.
That's right.
Well, nobody would appreciate it unless it just took you 25 minutes to explain it.
Not to that degree. There's perhaps a brief explanation of each part
not to be able to replicate it. There's not.
Right. Absolutely.
Back to that.
Well, thank you so much.
Time lapse there while you're talking.
Okay. Yeah. I was just reminded, Brett, of something you said, reminded me that I wanted to talk about the painting process because like literally right now while we're in here doing this podcast, I have painters that are at the job cleaning and getting ready to prime the basement level. And I got to go check on them here.
Yeah.
Today. So I wondered, okay, do professional painters care if all the trim and the doors are in, or they don't care if it's just, drywall before? Because I have a really particular process. If I have the luxury of keeping the order of events in sequence, we'll call it, drywall gets done, you clean, you prime, you paint the ceilings, finished, done and done. And then you put one coat of color paint on the walls. And you stop there because when you go do trim, you're going to caulk the trim to the painted surface. So there's no point in having the completed painted surface like with 2 coats, unless you're going to do 3. And also people are going to come through the house. They're going to ding the wall. Somebody's going to ram a board into the wall and knock a little hole in the drywall. And so there's no point in putting that kind of pressure on yourself to not touch the wall. Okay. It's going to happen. Somebody's going to scuff it, scratch it, something. All right. So again, I'm going to say it really fast. You would prime, finish the ceiling paint, do 1 coat of primer and paint on the walls. Okay. Then you're going to do all your trim and move on and then come back later and do the last coat of paint on the walls and do the trim paint. And it turns out that's how professional painters do it too. They prefer to come in phases, at least the ones I talk to. They would prefer to do it just like we do it. And I thought, wow, they do it just like I do it. I feel like maybe I'm a professional painter. Now that's a stretch. Because I don't want to offend real painters by calling myself that. But at any rate, I learned a lot so far even. And I'm sure that I'm going to learn. I'm going to be watching these guys. You know why? Because I want to learn their tricks.
Yeah.
Do I want to? Do I though? Because I don't know. I do.
Do you
the
have time to be
yes.
a professional painter?
No, but I will say there's a running joke on the job. I always say I love to paint. I can't wait to paint, and all the guys laugh because they know that I never do paint. Because my job being the contractor a lot of times prevents me from painting because I need to be doing something else, preparing for the next step. It's always the crew is building these houses. Honestly, like I'm on site and I'm working and I wear my tool belt and I'm cutting boards and nailing boards. You see me in the videos doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I do, but my job also is to, while that's happening, whatever's next, it better be coming down the chute. You know what I'm saying? Materials, manpower, planning, all this, and the thing after that, and the thing after that, and the house after that.
Right.
So,
there's a lot. A lot in that brain of yours.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
There's a couple comments and questions on here. So this is episode 102, or I think that's what you call it.
Mm-hmm.
That I looked up some comments and questions on. There was one here from Cyber Kyle X1.
Okay.
He's a door guy.
Sounds like a nice guy.
Well, he said that list of doors that you gave was perfect.
No way. In what way, I wonder?
He says, most of the time I get, hey, I need some doors. And I follow up with, what do you need? And 99 times out of 100, the answer is, I'm not sure yet, but how fast can I get them?
Perfect. Okay.
And that list, which I don't have necessarily pulled up, but I guess it's in this episode, where you like had it all out there, like perfectly as to, there was how many doors?
Okay.
Like
close to 30. I was going to say, I'm going to look real quick here, Ben. I don't know if you can do this or not.
I was going to say, Jamie probably has the list on his phone.
I do. All right, here you go, Ben. Here's what I'm going to do for you.
Wait, I might be able to find it. But
maybe you can find it and pause. Because if I do this may not work. I'm going to text you.
I feel like it was right at the beginning.
I'm going to text you this picture. I text it to you whether you can find it or show it or not. So I have a very detailed list of the doors. Okay, and I'll just read you. I'm not going to read you the whole list because that'd be boring. But there's so much information you may not realize, and a homeowner probably doesn't realize this. Oh, there it is.
No, well, not for everybody. It's not there yet.
Okay. A homeowner may not realize the list of information of details about a door is something as simple as a door. Okay. What you have to tell the person that's ordering it, because they're gonna need to know all this information. Okay. First of all, there's the basic things. Which way does it swing? Okay. That's
all right. There it is.
Okay. There's my list. All right. Now man, that's a good looking list.
I'm gonna try to zoom in on it here.
Pantry, 2 foot, 8 inches, right hand, 4 9/16, 96 tall. So these are the basic information of each unique door that we need. And instead of making a list of, I need 5 of these, I need 10 of these, I need whatever, I actually list each door in its location so that when the door company sends out this giant list of doors, each sticker on each door is going to have the name of the room that it goes on. Because when you got that many, my guys were pulling these doors off a truck. What are you going to do with them? Where do they go? I don't know. You're going to measure each one? And yeah, you could. It's a lot easier if it just tells you where it goes. But the style of got a hold of my mic there. The style of the jam is a big thing. Like we use what's called flat jams, which means it's a single piece of wood, and it's not a routed doorstop. It has a nailed on doorstop.
Right.
Okay. So flat jam, solid jam, not slip jam. And the doorstop, I like it nailed on because sometimes doors are not perfectly flat, or the opening you put it in is a little twisted and you can't perfectly plumb or level down each side of the opening. And so when the door hits the stop, it might hit the top first, might hit the bottom, might hit the middle. You don't know. A door, especially an 8 foot tall door, the chances of it being perfectly true is basically zero. Or okay. And
these are all solid wood doors, not hollow core.
Right. They're not hollow core. They are solid. So it's like a masonite finish. And it's like the core of it is like a chipped wood. I don't know what it is in there.
It's engineered.
It's engineered. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. It's glue and wood. And then boom, they put a nice veneer, a face on it, the masonite. So at any rate, yeah, they're pretty stable. Like they're not prone to warping or expanding with, moisture.
Having the panels expand and contract.
No, they're a very stable product, but still they're not perfect. So the benefit of a doorstop that is nailed on from the factory with brads is that you can bump them a little bit with your hammer and make them more parallel to the door when it swings and it actually closes when you have it installed. So let's just say use a slip jam. Have you ever seen those? A slip jam is like a tongue and grooved. It's like a tongue and grooved jam piece that is hidden in behind the doorstop, but the doorstop is machined or molded into one half of the jam, and you can't move it or adjust it. So if the door hits the top of the stop first,
that's it.
Figure something out. Like get your chisel out. I don't know.
Start hacking.
And I don't like slip jams either, very much anyway. But at any rate, they're used a lot. And I don't buy doors that have casings on them already, like the trims pre-installed. Sometimes if you get a slip jam and you get the casings installed, Like people install them by putting them together in place and shooting through the face trim. And that's what holds the door in place. And while that may happen, millions and millions of doors out there, and they're probably fine. I do not prefer that method because I like to shim and nail the flat part of the jamb inside the opening and get that all secured before I put face trim on.
Right.
And there's reasons for that whatever. Okay, so we're using flat jams, nailed on stops.
We need a how-to hang a door with Jamie.
All primed. Yeah. Hey, that'd be fun to do.
You already hung all the doors.
Well, not all of them.
All right.
Not
well, there's
all of them.
and on your list here, you've got you got, LH, RH, and that's left hand and right hand. Is
Yes.
that in swing or out swing?
Well, I will tell you the truth. In an interior door, it doesn't matter. You don't label in swing or out swing unless it's an exterior door. And that's a little hard for people to understand, this left hand, right hand business.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that I've always been told, I can't say on the camera here, but it's put your put your back to the brass. And there's something that rhymes with brass that you might figure out. And whichever, so the brass is the hinges. Okay. Yep. So if you're at a door opening, you put your back to the hinges. And which way does the door go? To the left or to the right? So it doesn't matter which way you spin around, whether it goes into the room or out of a room. Typically, a door will swing into a room, like a bedroom. Mm-hmm. It's normal to swing into the room. There's a lot of considerations people may not know, too, though, with your electrical, is that you got to plan where that light switch goes.
Right.
And
on Pine Street,
front
door.
We've had problems because of this. You need to have the light switch accessible when you swing open the door. So what if you swing open the door and it covers the light switch? We have to go in there and shut the door and get behind it, and that's inconvenient. And sometimes there's a great place to put a switch and it works out beautiful. And other times you go and you look in the room and you realize there's not a place to put the switch because, there's a window here. There's a tub or a shower here, or there's a whatever it is. Or there's framing, like solid framing, like it's a structural post. And You're like, how am I going to put an outlet in that with a switch? And so, planning all of the, now most of the time the plan is going to dictate, they're going to say, this is a right-hand swing door. It's, it's going to be on the plan. You don't have to decide normally.
Right.
But they don't always, designers or architects, they don't always provide the light switch location, or maybe something on site. Maybe they did specify, okay, the light switch goes here. And then you build the place, and for some reason something's different, or on-site changes happened, and you redesign something small, and then you realize there's no place to put a switch. A lot of times it's common in closets that we might put the switch outside the closet instead of having to open the door into a closet and then find the switch. My closet is that way in my bedroom. So there was no conceivable place to put a light switch in my closet. All right. Mm-hmm. Now I have regrets. I do. Okay. I do. I'm going to tell you about it.
Just put a motion sensor on it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay.
20 years later.
Okay. I get up early. I'm the first one that gets up in my house. So I try to be quiet and I try not to turn all the lights on, right? And be banging around making noise. But in order for me to get in my closet, I have to turn the light switch on from the outside and then open the door or whatever. I'll maybe swing the door closed, hit the switch real fast, and then quickly just jump in there and close the door. Well, that's kind of a pain. I wish I could just go in there in the dark, shut the door, and then turn the light switch on. That's probably not a problem in the big picture for, most people, but it bothers me. Okay. So yeah, all the door measurements too, I was going to point out, are written in feet and inches. So like a 2'4" door, a 2'8", a 2 foot, whatever, 6. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's how door talk and window talk is. It's not in inches. Like if it says 3.0, it's not 30 inches. It's 3 foot 0 inches. And that's hard for people to grasp a lot of times too. And if it's a window, you give the measurements in the same way, but the width is first. So if you got a 3060 window, it's 3 foot 0 inches by 6 foot 0 inches, meaning 3 feet wide, 6 feet tall. Okay. So usually foot and inch, not just inches. So that's the way I label them when I send them to somebody. Give their handing and then the rip on the jamb. All right. Because the standard 2x4 wall that you're going to have in your house with 1/2 inch drywall on each side is going to produce 4.5 inches. Right. Okay. The stud is 3.5, a 1/2 inch drywall on each side. The door jamb width will be a 1/16 more than that to account for a little bit of misalignment of something and for your trim to not have a gap, your face trim to not have a gap to the jam piece. It's nice that most of the time it works. And it's a luxury if you got painted trim. If you have stain trim, you can't caulk it.
Right.
And that's a problem. If you get something weird and then you got, oh no, my trim doesn't pull tight to the inside part. What do you do?
A weird gap.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. That's what you got to do. You got to do something weird.
Call it rustic.
Well, in the old days, we used to make all of our jams from scratch. And so we would rip them 4 5/8. And, you know, a 16th wider. It's not, you don't think it's much, but it made it better. It made it easier. And so a 2x6 wall is going to be 6 9/16. And I had a couple of jams that are unusually wide or a weird number. So I actually ordered them with a special custom width jam.
Gotcha.
And they'll make them for you. The door shops, whatever. They can make anything.
Right.
So I specified that number, and some of them are odd, and they're going to come hopefully already made up, done. And even though I got an odd thing, boom, I'm going to slap in a pre-hung door that's going to fit.
Right.
That's my hope. Fingers crossed. Those ones haven't been done yet. So I could go on about the door thing, but you know.
Well, there's one here about why is there a half board in purple on the bottom of the wall? And I think you're talking about the drywall. Wherever, I don't know exactly where it was in here where there's purple drywall. It
could have been in the kitchen. It could have been in the laundry room. It could have been in the bathroom.
There's some.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh,
I got to watch an ad.
You better get YouTube Premium.
It's okay. I got to make it full screen first anyway. So.
All right. So basically the purple color is a water-resistant paper. So they put it in anywhere, places wet. You know, you could potentially get wet. For example, the kitchen, you know. Whether it's by the sink or just on top of a countertop. And in a bathroom, like usually they do all the walls in a bathroom because of the humidity,
right?
You know, like the steam from your shower or whatever. So that's what that, in behind a laundry area, washing machine.
So yeah, purple means moisture resistant.
There you go.
Right.
Resistant.
Yeah, not waterproof.
It's not waterproof drywall. They might make that too, but
right.
You know, they changed the color. It used to be blue. And I'm telling you what, the colors that they pick, it signifies its purpose or whatever, its product type, but it takes extra primer to cover that purple color. And if you're not careful to double prime, triple prime, then that purple color will just barely shine through in your paint color and it make it look like the paint's a weird color.
Right.
So I always like, if we're spraying primer, I'll do the bathrooms first. It's the turkey in the oven. Okay. Purple drywall. You do it first. Why? So that you can go do all the rest of it. And when you get done, the purple is dry.
And go do it again.
You can do it again and get a double coat or sometimes triple.
And then have turkey pie for dinner.
And turkey pie. I know what I'm getting you for Thanksgiving. Ice cold turkey.
So there is a question here too from, let's see, The Path of Orion.
Wow.
At The Path of Orion.
That's an amazing
I've watched
name.
all the videos of this home build. What's the latest on Alexis? How is she handling things without Brock? I mean, you've seen Alexis. You know, obviously you talk to her probably every day.
I talk to her almost every day, and as much as I hate to have to call her that much, it's required of her, of me, of her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
To make decisions, you know, daily, and I try to keep her as involved as possible with all the decision making. She's doing pretty good, I think. I mean, from an outside perspective, you know, we don't have any highly deep personal conversations typically, but, you know, she's dealing with so much right now that I would say she's holding it together very well, given what she's going through. And, I mean, just the build is not even, you know, half of what she's going through, I'm sure, you know. Right. And, you know, she has, I mean, she works, she has a job. She has a wedding venue. Yeah, she has
little girl.
Yeah, she's a single mom now, and so you know her hands are full in so many ways. Probably many ways also that I'm not aware of. But given all of that, I think she's doing well. Although, and I'm friends with her mom too, and she has told me it's hard. Yeah. It's hard every day. It's hard.
Which I think her mom, you know, her mom doesn't live here. She might. I mean, she's down here a lot more now, I believe. You know, helping out. But it's, you know, it's her mom was just down here every now and then, but now it's probably definitely way more to help out.
Yeah, she's helping a lot, and that's great. And I'm happy for her that she has her mom close by right now. And, all I can say is I know it's hard for her. It's probably harder than she lets anybody see, is my guess. But she is a very tough and resilient person. And she's giving her best and doing her best and giving me the best of what she has to give for being available and as a homeowner. And because I'm pretty needy. I'm a needy builder when it comes to my interaction with my homeowners.
Just a needy builder? Or just needy?
What are you saying? And am I a needy friend?
No, you're not.
Whatever. Well, I will say, let me say this about, having a homeowner. I have one homeowner at a time. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's on purpose because I prefer to have that high level of interaction with a homeowner that allows me to do a good job for them. And it's hard even to do one house at a time. Okay. If I had 3 homeowners at a time, I think I'd lose my mind, trying to keep it all straight, trying to keep everything in order. And, all the discussions that you might have with one person, to remember all that or write it down or take notes or whatever it might take. One at a time is enough for me. So,
yeah. Well, I think, there's obviously lots more comments, but we can't do them all.
We can't do them all, but what we can do is save them for another episode because
true.
They will be out there on the YouTubes. And I'm excited to answer. Oh, I got to say this too about answering comments. Okay. Because I want to do more of it, as you know.
Yep.
And I think it's fun. And I think people generate some excellent topics that we can have a good time with. And I like it that, hopefully people that are listening now, hopefully somebody will hear me and you or whatever, Brett, answer their comment. And, I watch YouTube videos of other people. Mm-hmm. Shocker. I don't watch a lot of construction videos, actually. I watch mostly sound videos, mm-hmm. like about production sound. And there's this guy, Dave Rat. He has a company called Rat Sound, and he is the sound guy for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And he's super smart, this guy, and he's done sound his whole career or whatever. But, I watch his videos. He's putting out some really interesting stuff, and I'll comment sometimes on a video. And he'll personally respond to my comment. And I just felt so like, wow, that guy, he's like really somebody. And he like answered my comment.
Do you think it's him, or does he have a team of people?
I didn't ask. We're just going to say it was him, okay? Anyway, I felt really like, wow, that I watched your video and you're amazing. And another guy too. I'm having problems with my truck, with my Dodge Ram, and the ball joints maybe. And so there's this company called EMF that makes ball joints, and this guy like makes the best ball joints apparently. And I watch his YouTube videos on all the troubleshooting problems with the Dodge Ram 2500, 3500. And it's like a long video, I watched it all. And then I call the company, and the girl answers the phone, and I have questions, and she's extremely knowledgeable. But then she's like, well, Clay is, Clayton, I think is his name. Clay's out in the shop, working on a machine right now, but let me get him for you. Puts him on the phone. I'm like, wow, I'm talking on the phone with the guy that I made the video, and he knows all the stuff I need to know. Like I had direct access to him, and that was meaningful to me.
Right.
And I'm still in the middle of that. So anyway, I thought it was a cool thing. And so by answering and responding to these comments, I hope that we can generate the same kind of connection with the people that are, our viewers.
Right.
And that brings me some joy and satisfaction in doing what we do.
I think it's coming along. We're moving and shaking as we go here. So, almost we're halfway through this year doing this.
Yeah.
So, we're assessing as we go. Obviously we are, what's doable for you time wise, what's doable for all of us. This is not our primary gig.
I have another job,
Yeah, I heard. It's, so yeah, as we work all this out, like when we started, with the podcast thing, it was like, just start doing it and you'll figure it out as you go. It's like, you're never going to get it right the first time. So it's just like, the more you do it, the more you'll tailor it. And maybe by episode 100, we'll know what we're doing.
Maybe. And there's a good chance we won't know either, but but we may still just keep doing, even though we don't know. So
maybe someday I'll get a camera.
Oh, maybe. Well, maybe soon, Brett. Maybe soon. We're just make sure your face is ready for this. Maybe. All right. Well, hey, I think we're going to wrap it up for now because we are going to call it a day on this. And there's lots more to come, episodes coming down the pipeline. So thanks for being with us and watching, listening. Be curious. And if you don't know, just ask.
See you next time.